Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be diving into fault code P0720, which relates to a circuit failure in the vehicle speed sensor. We'll be exploring what this code means, the symptoms you might experience, and how to diagnose and potentially fix the issue. Whether you're a seasoned mechanic or a DIY enthusiast, this video will equip you with the knowledge to tackle this common problem. So grab your tools and let's get started. What does P0720 mean? P0720 is a diagnostic trouble code (DTC) that indicates a problem with the vehicle speed sensor (VSS) circuit. The VSS is a sensor that monitors the speed of the vehicle and sends this information to the powertrain control module (PCM). The PCM uses this information to control various functions, such as the transmission, speedometer, and cruise control. P0720 on some Ford vehicles. The P0720 code may be accompanied by a flashing check engine light. This indicates that the problem is severe and could cause damage to the transmission. If you see a flashing check engine light, it is important to have the vehicle towed to a qualified repair shop as soon as possible. Speed inputs and diagnostic codes (DTC). The VSS is one of many sensors that provide input to the PCM. Other sensors that provide speed input include the wheel speed sensors and the transmission output speed sensor. The PCM uses this information to calculate the vehicle's speed and to diagnose problems with the drivetrain. What are the possible causes of the P0720 code? The most common causes of the P0720 code are a faulty VSS, a damaged VSS wiring harness, a loose or corroded VSS connector, a problem with the PCM. What are the common symptoms of the P0720 code? The most common symptoms of the P0720 code are an illuminated check engine light, a flashing check engine light on some Ford vehicles, a speedometer that does not work properly, a transmission that does not shift properly, a loss of power. How to diagnose the P0720 code? To diagnose the P0720 code, you will need to use a scan tool to retrieve the DTCs from the PCM. Once you have retrieved the DTCs, you can use a repair manual to determine the possible causes of the code. You can then use a multimeter to test the VSS and its wiring harness. If you find a problem with the VSS or its wiring harness, you will need to replace it. If you do not find a problem with the VSS or its wiring harness, you may need to have the PCM replaced. Disclaimer: I am an AI chatbot and cannot provide specific repair advice. If you are experiencing problems with your vehicle, please consult a qualified repair shop. Hey everyone, Auto24 Cards here, and today we're diving deep into the dreaded P0720 fault code, vehicle speed sensor circuit failure. This pesky code can cause all sorts of problems, from rough shifting to inaccurate speedometer readings, and even complete loss of power in some cases. So let's get down to business and figure out how to fix it. The first step is to diagnose the problem. This involves checking the wiring harness for any damage or corrosion, as well as testing the vehicle speed sensor itself. If the sensor is faulty, it will need to be replaced. However, if the wiring is the culprit, you may be able to repair it yourself with some basic tools and knowledge. There are a few different ways to approach this repair, depending on the severity of the damage. For minor issues like loose connections or frayed wires, you can simply clean the connectors and solder the wires back together. However, if the damage is more extensive, you may need to replace the entire wiring harness. Once you've repaired the wiring or replaced the sensor, be sure to clear the P0720 code from your vehicle's computer. You can do this with a code reader or by disconnecting the battery for a few minutes. The P0720 code is often associated with other codes, such as P0500, vehicle speed sensor malfunction, and P0722, vehicle speed sensor intermittent. If you see any of these codes along with P0720, it's important to diagnose and repair them as well. Is it safe to drive with the P0720 code? It's generally not recommended to drive with the P0720 code, as it can cause further damage to your vehicle's transmission. However, if you absolutely need to drive, do so cautiously and avoid high speeds or heavy acceleration. Is the P0720 code specific to a certain car model? No, the P0720 code is a generic code that can appear on any vehicle with an automatic transmission. Can I repair the P0720 fault code myself? Yes, you can repair the P0720 code yourself if you have some basic mechanical knowledge and tools. However, if you're not comfortable doing it yourself, it's always best to take your vehicle to a qualified mechanic. Is the P0720 code serious? The P0720 code is a serious code that should be addressed as soon as possible. If left untreated, it can lead to major transmission problems. So there you have it. Hopefully, this video has given you a better understanding of the P0720 fault code and how to repair it. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive tips and tricks.